Mental Health Minute, Drinking Edition. During lockdown, we see that alcohol sales have gone up 50%, and people might be drinking more either because we have more unstructured time or we are trying to cope with stressors. And so I wanted to address some of the 11 symptoms of alcohol use disorder that we can check in order to see, has our drinking become an issue. And the first one being the loss of control. So setting out that you're only going to drink set amount, 2 drinks, or if you are going out to a bar as they start to open, that you're only going to go for this amount of time, and it ends up being much longer. That's loss of control. And during in the past, we might have only drank on the weekends because of our work, school obligations. And now that we have more unstructured time, we might be drinking more often. So the frequency and the amount are 2 things to look out for. And so the second one is trying to cut down on those and not being successful in doing so. So I would encourage you to set those limits and try to stick with them. And if you're having trouble, then we might have something we want to look deeper into. It requires a lot of honest self-reflection, though. We have a lot of defense mechanisms, and we like to minimize and compare. I don't have a problem. Look at that guy. He has a problem. But we have to not do that. We have to just look at ourselves and be honest. So another one is cravings, or using to cope with anything that is distressing. And so this sounds like, it's just been a rough day, the kids are going crazy, my job is requiring all these meetings on Zoom, I just need a drink. So that idea of needing, actually being dependent on this substance in order to cope. So we want to look at trying healthier coping mechanisms in order to do that. And the last one is tolerance. As we're drinking more, we might be building up a tolerance. That's your body's defense mechanism against the effects of alcohol. And the flip side of tolerance is withdrawal. And this is dangerous. It's not always safe to stop use at home if we have physical dependence on alcohol. This is where we look into medically managed detox, because delirium tremens can actually be fatal. So we really need to look at ourselves here and talk to our doctors if we think we might have an issue. I'll post some resources that you can look more into. Because again, those different, work obligations, school obligations, driving under the influence, those things might not be affected right now. They might not be in the equation. So it can be harder to detect if our use has become problematic. So as always, be kind to yourselves